welcome to the AEW World Title Tournament edition of Dynamite, because most of the matches were of the tournament, and I honestly thought that this show did way better than expected. Honestly, like I'm talking about, the only really good match is Phoenix versus Pentagon, but man, AEW did not disappoint. That match did not disappoint. Definitely match of the night, but man, the rest of the card did pretty well, man. I gotta give it, and I know someone from Twitter and they didn't like AEW at all. And out of nowhere, they wanted to give it a chance. And, it was AEW this, AEW bad, this and that. They gave it a chance tonight. And, in fact, they now like AEW. They're going to go watch next week. And, it's absolutely great because you got to give these shows a chance. You can't be in that WWE bubble where you're just like, oh, this show. Like, you got to give it a chance. And I think that if you show your friends, family, because no one really fucking knows about obviously more people know about WWE and no one really knows about AEW that much, but you gotta start introducing your friends and family to this show because it is so good. It's more adult-like that I think that they would like it. And, people are gonna, they wanted my thoughts on the Chris Jericho MJF steakhouse dinner, the steak dinner, blah blah blah, and they're gonna say, oh, you can't criticize AEW, this and that, or it's just a trend to just simply shit on me. It's popular to shit on me when they in fact agree with me, and it's just a trend. But the steak dinner was, you know what? I'm gonna get to that. We're gonna try to do this in order. Actually, we're gonna try to get to this in order. But man, what a fucking show! Lucha Brothers match where they were facing each other was absolutely fucking incredible. The ending was spectacular. You got to see for yourself. I can't describe it to you. You got to see for yourself, man. This shit was absolutely phenomenal, man. So you had the show starting off with, it was supposed to be Lucha Bros versus each other, but I guess not. It eventually did not happen, but I don't remember it being advertised to start the show, but someone had said it in my group chat. You had Jungle Boy versus Wardlow. If you're looking at the bracket, you know who's going to win that. Hangman Page is a face. Wardlow is a heel. And Wardlow versus Jungle Boy. You knew that Wardlow was going to win. Wardlow actually got, Jungle Boy actually had a good, he had a good, people were like, oh, he should have been squashed, this or that, but he had he got some good offense in and this and that, but eventually Wardlow won. That was pretty obvious. He won with his F10. And then you had a replay of Eddie Kingston's comments after the show last week to Jon Moxley, and man, Eddie Kingston is so great on the mic. I'm glad that they showed this, because it was a good promo, and now you're gonna get Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley at Full Gear for the title, and it's gonna be an I Quit match. This match is Full Gear is going to be fucking stacked, bro. Oh man, this is gonna be such a good show, but holy shit, yeah, so you had him selling the match, and even though we all know who's going to win that match, you're still pretty excited for it. I Quit match, Eddie Kingston, selling himself, great promo. You're actually into the feud, so you had, so Absolutely. And then John Moxley returned with a promo, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to apologize for feeding my family, making this amount of money, and supporting my family. You change, He was like, I never thought you would change, but you did. I'm not gonna apologize for my success, and that he was proud to share the ring with him in September, but ashamed now, and it's gonna end at Full Gear, and so you're going, he's gonna beat the shit out of him, essentially, and that, oh my god. So if you were under a rock, you didn't follow Twitter, you didn't follow wrestling Twitter today, you would not know that AJ Gray, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken, I don't fucking know, I'm drinking Coronas right now. I think it's AJ Gray. Independent wrestler. Him and Joey Janela, they fought at GCW. It was like a GCW show, I think. And AJ Gray wound up getting the COVID. He wound up getting COVID. Now, I don't know, man. I think AEW has those rapid tests, but I think they want to take precaution measures, and they just didn't want to put Joey Janela on the show at all. And so, eventually, he got pulled from the show, and then they announced Sunny Kiss. Now, oh my god, I don't want to touch this with a 2-foot pole, whatever the fuck the expression is, but Sunny Kiss I don't even think he's like a bad wrestler. His character is just so fucking cringe. Like I don't even know how to, but I think he has potential. He just needs a new gimmick. But otherwise, you don't give a shit about Sunny Kiss, but you obviously know Kenny Omega's gonna win, and I think that Joey Janela would have been in the same spot. So it was Kenny Omega versus Sunny Kiss. Sunny Kiss replaced the tag team partner Joey Janela in this tournament match. Now, Kenny Omega got a fucking crazy big entrance, He got everything. At one point, I thought he had changed his music, but no, it was just the music before the music, and Kenny Omega ended up. So, there were some music was playing. And then eventually these two chicks come out, and they're with what the fuck is it? A broom. They come out with a broom. As soon as that shit came out, I knew Kenny Omega, the cleaner, is back. He was back, right? So I was like, oh shit, you got a new entrance. That's crazy. Wow. I didn't know how to feel about that, but eventually, his real music starts playing, and it's the same music. Whatever, I don't really give a shit. I'm not mad about it, but his real music starts playing. He comes out, he gets a big entrance, and I'm like, oh shit. He wasn't in the sunglasses and shit like that, but the fucking cleaner's back. I mean, you had the two ladies with the brooms and shit, and so that was and they were listening. Justin Roberts was listening all of his accolades, and it was insane. And so essentially, there was a handshake. I didn't even see that. I'm retarded, but there was a handshake. Kenny Omega hits a V trigger electric chair. He does the one-winged angel, and that's essentially the match. It was 2 or 3 moves, and that was the match. That was a squash match. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not fucking hate it. I did not hate it because that's how the match should have been. Nothing personal against Sunny Kiss, but Sunny Kiss is just not for me. He's not for a lot of people, and he just needs a reboot. He needs a new gimmick because that gimmick is just cringe. And so that's what you like to see. Kenny Omega, he's gonna win the tournament anyway, so who gave a shit? So. That was good to see. And so you see that expression right there. That was his expression after the match. It was so great. He was like, this shit light work. So that was good to see. Orange Cassidy was interviewed backstage by Tony Schiavone. He says sometimes matches goes his way, your way, and sometimes they don't, and he's just not interested. And so Cody Rhodes was interviewed, and he was talking about how he gained weight and shit like that, and so he wanted to bulk. And so next week you're getting Cody versus Orange Cassidy in a lumberjack match for the title. So then you get a response from Eddie Kingston from Jon Moxley's promo, and it was absolutely great. So then, and so, oh yeah, because it was an I Quit match. So he's like, I'll never quit at anything in life, and he's not going to at Full Gear. So great stuff. This is a great feud. It may not be a good match in ring wise. I think the I Quit match might give it some life and shit, but it's gonna be great stuff, man. The feud for this is gonna be good. It's good. Oh my god! Then you had so Pentagon goes as Penta L0M in AEW, but you know he's Pentagon Junior to us. So him versus Rey Fenix. This is the tournament continues. I don't even know how the fuck to say this shit. This was an absolute fantastic match. The final sequence just really and it surprised me, to be honest. I didn't even know who was gonna win. At one point, I thought Pentagon was going to win because he had a big entrance. He had like the fireworks, pyro and shit, but he didn't. So they gave respect to each other before the match. They shook each other's hands. So I'm like, that's good to see. You know, you want to see them together. Lucha Bros is great. At one point, you saw Pentagon doing he broke Phoenix's arm, quote unquote. But if you watch Lucha Underground and shit, you know what that means. And so, and there was some weird ending. Oh, so at one point, this oh my god! At one point, Pentagon throws Phoenix in the air and does a power bomb. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was absolutely fantastic. Oh my god, that was wild shit. So then you get at one point at the end, Phoenix he reverses a move from Pentagon, and then while running or something, he does a Canadian Destroyer on Pentagon, and he takes the W quickly. This match was absolutely wild, man. I couldn't get enough of it. It was oh my god, absolutely great. This was match of the night for sure. So then you get backstage, Colt Cabana and some like two other people from Dark Order. They're hyping up the match, and one of the Beaver Boys, they're like, oh yo, we don't like you, Colt Cabana, but you know what, we support you and you're gonna be the next champion. So then it was Hangman Page versus Colt Cabana, and Hangman Page, same result, Hangman Page gets the W. There you go. Great, it was a pretty good match. And so then you had a Sammy Guevara Vignetti to hype up the Matt Hardy match, and oh my god, that match is going to be a Elite Deletion match at Full Gear. It's going to be great. Team Taz is on stage. Taz is on the mic talking about offering Will Hobbs a spot in the team, demanding an answer, or he gets the Brian Cage on him. And then whatchamacallit. So, that was they're upset that Darby Allin got a match at Full Gear for the TNT title. Now, oh my god, Chris Jericho and MJF their steak dinner. Now, people, obviously I said earlier that people were asking me for my thoughts on this shit, and I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know how the fuck to feel about this. I really didn't. I didn't know how to feel about it. If I had to sum it up, I would say it was pretty. It was. I guess it would be a good cringe. It wasn't like, oh my god, this shit is just completely shit. But it was cheesy in a way that it was. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, they started off like they were trying to. They established that the waitress was called Velma. And so they were trying to up the ante on what they ordered, this and that. And eventually they got to the point where the steak is just bloody, bloody rare. So that was that. And then Jericho says that the Raiders sucks and has as much chance of getting over as Orange Cassidy. Which MJF says at the same time, and then they laugh. And so then they break out in a song and dance where they're singing and dancing, and that was the part that was pretty cringe. But I didn't completely hate it, but you know what I mean. And so they were singing it and this and that. Then they finished. And they go back to their seats in time for the steak, and they got disgusted how fucking rare and shitty it was. And that was that. I didn't hate it completely, but I don't know. It wasn't that bad. Then you had Britt Baker versus Killian King. She was like 0-11 before this thing, and you knew that Britt Baker was gonna win this one, and so she obviously did. There was a Darby Allin segment with Steve-O. I'm not surprised. They're both similar. Pretty surprised because, damn, they're getting Steve-O. And so Darby gets in a body bag, rolls himself in a half pipe, and so that was that. Then you had FTR on commentary for this match, the main event. It was the Young Bucks, and do I even need to read the rest? I will read the rest because I like you guys, and I'm gonna help you. Butcher and the Blade versus Dark Order versus Private Party versus Young Bucks. Obviously, you know who won this match. The Young Bucks won this match. Pretty nice ending too, to be honest. And then so you had FTR. They come out to the ring to do a toast to the Young Bucks with beers. The Young Bucks slap the beer. And then they start attacking each other. It was a mystery person who attacked the Young Bucks with a chair or whatever, and it was Tully Blanchard. And so, at one point, I think it was Matt, they put his leg in a steel chair, and they hit the steel chair. And so, we'll see how this plays off, but I think it's still looking like Young Bucks versus FTR for the titles at Full Gear. So I don't know. People are saying it's a pretty quick build, but to be honest, like, this has been brewing for years. So I don't know, man. I'm not so disappointed. I don't hate it. And if FTR is gonna win anyways, which they should, I think, because I don't want flip-flopping of the titles, then it really doesn't matter. I mean, it would be one thing if, like, all right, they want to hold it off to like March, or I think March is Revolution, where that pay-per-view is, and then, you want to give them a longer reign. But otherwise, who gives a shit? Like, if they're gonna win, then why not now? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's looking like FTR versus Young Bucks for the titles. They won the match, and I don't think Matt Jackson's gonna be any. I think he's gonna be good for Full Gear. So Full Gear is looking to be really fucking stacked. This match, it should be really good. And that was it. That was a show. Absolutely great show. And so if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment, and turn that notification